Hey everybody, Nerd Transformed here again, and today I thought it'd be a good time to do another collection update, if I can talk. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, so yeah, we got hit with Hurricane Irma. Happily it was only a Category 2, so it wasn't that bad, but unfortunately the collection room's going to have to be changed a little bit, because yeah, for some reason my room, I think it's because the lowest room in the house, was the only one that got flooded. So you can see, yeah, carpet's a little wet. So all the bookshelves are going to have to be thrown away, or at least the bottom shelf of every bookshelf. You're going to see one down there where it's already starting to split apart there from the water. It's only an inch or two of water, but it's just enough to mess everything up. And yeah, you see just how bad it is there. So yeah, and I had just rearranged my shelves like 2 days before this hurricane came in, so that sucks. But thought I'd show everything off, show how everything's looking, show just how much has been added to the shelves. I also show the vegan shelves too, just for the fun of it. So we're going to start at the very top of my main bookshelf, where we have all my biggies, as I call them. We got Energon Omega Supreme, we got Titans Return Fort Max up there, Cybertron Primus, and a few other things like the Unicron head that came with Primus. This is actually the exact VHS copy I watched as a kid of Transformers the movie. The exact copy. My uncle's going to throw it away and I had to have it. So yeah, the actual thing that introduced me to Transformers right there. We got the Death Star, of course, with a little Millennium Falcon come out of it. One of the only Star Wars toys I had from being a kid. This little Pirate Skull thing. That star is a thing I got in high school. Still hasn't, it's a little balloon that hasn't blown up yet. So our first shelf here is the Cybertron shelf, which has expanded quite a bit. Mostly with Scout class figures, although I did put Scourge back on the shelf. I did get rid of Cybertron Metroplex though. Just didn't have any of his stuff, and to be honest, he's not really a fun figure. But you see he's arranged, we got Optimus up here in his super mode. I don't think he was in super mode last time I showed it off the shelf. Jetfire's kind of buried back there, he's a little hard to see. So I don't think, oh yeah, the Sonic Bomber dude, he's a little, yeah, you can just barely see him hiding behind Vector Prime there next to Scourge. He's really buried in there. But yeah, you can see just about everybody else. You know, got Galaxy Force Starscream there, still a favorite of mine. Landmine, who I just reviewed recently, as well as Recluse, Breakdown, Scattershot, all of them. I really like having the Megalock here with all the keys in it, although I don't have a giant key, but you know, works well enough here. Don't have any gold keys either, so. But it all looks pretty good. Below that is what I would call my, I guess you could say, the Chug Autobot shelf. These are, of course, classics, Henkai, Universe, Generations, as well as Combiner Wars and Titans Return, all that stuff. Just combined together to make my G1 Autobots. So, of course, Jetfire back there. That's actually the Age of Extinction Silver Knight Grimlock, who's probably going to be replaced with the Power of the Prime ones. Classics Optimus, of course. I did get rid of my Combiner Wars Optimus. I just didn't feel the need to keep him. Grapple, Ultra Magnus, which is the Autobot Heroes Platinum Edition one, along with Springer and Cup and all them there. Blur and RC from Sandset are over here. Scoop's in there just because I don't really have anywhere to put them else. Wheeljack, who, even though he's short, his little fins block off, Rodimus and I don't know, I forgot your name. No, Warpath, there we go. Is in there. Combiner Wars Prowl, just because I really like his head design. I can't get a hold of the Universe Prowl, which I'm not sure if I'd like more or not. Little Power Glide holding Terra there, you know. And also felt appropriate for Scoop to hold him as a shield, you know. Let's color match and all that. Cosmos, Brawn, you know, all the usual stuff. Huffer is in there, Tailgate, Wheelie. Pretty nice little shelf. Really happy with how it's looking. Now you might notice you don't see any of the like OG headmasters in here. There are certainly headmasters from Titans Return kind of mixed in here, especially once we get to the Decepticon shelf. But, you know, they're not here. Well, that's because below is where I used to keep Omega Supreme and Primus and Unicron. This is now where I kind of keep my semi-big figures. All the big ones are going to the top shelf now. Starting with in the middle, we got my knockoff masterpieces, Ratchet and Wheeljack, of course. We got my 4 combiners that are complete anyway. Well, mostly complete. Superior's still missing an arm. We got Minotaur with the G2 limbs there. We got Bruticus. We got Defensor, who's a bit more hidden in the back. And below them are all my headmasters. And Sentinel Prime, just because he really doesn't fit into the Autobot shelf for me. Yeah, he doesn't really get displayed on that shelf, but I don't want to get rid of him either, so he goes down here. So yeah, we got Hardhead, we got Highbrow, we got Twinferno, Brainstorm, which is the Generation Thrilling 30 version, just because I like this one more. I didn't really want a Blur version of Brainstorm. Then, of course, we have the two Decepticons over here, Mind Wipe and Skull Smasher, or Skull Cruncher, whichever you prefer. And I'm really happy. Mainly I just did like this because Titans Return is still the current line, so all the newer figures are going to go over here unless they're like a G1 style figure, like Season 1 or 2 figure kind of character. Which brings me to the Decepticon shelf, because that's where a lot of them are, like Scourge and Megatron, Astro Train, Soundwave. A lot of my Decepticon shelf is Titans Return. Galvatron, of course, as you can see along the back. Yet, before Titans Return line, the Decepticon shelf would have been pretty barren, which is why I didn't have a Decepticon shelf. Before this, all my Chug figures were mixed together, to be honest. But you see below, we got Thunderwing, we got Henkei Cyclone still in there, we got the two Insecticons I still need to get Kickback. Scourge is in there, we got the Fall of Cytron, Skywarp until I get a better Skywarp to represent him. We got Thundercracker, we got the Classics Astro Train still in here, which, just because I really don't have anywhere else to put them. Same reason I have two of the Cyclonuses here. I got the Combiner Wars and the Henkai one. Although I can at least argue it's one's a minion, one's not, kind of like in the movie. We do got Rumble here, and yes, that one's Rumble. Ugh, I don't like it either. We got Ravage, we got Overboard, we got two Blackjacks, G1, G2 style. You know, all the good stuff. Plenty of Decepticons, and some random weapons down here. Down below, this is my eBay shelf, basically. Everything that's on eBay right now is kind of just chilling down here until it's ready to go. Just to keep it nearby. Might need to move it, though, but I don't know. The shelf itself's not wet, so they should be alright chilling down here. Next shelf over, the next bookshelf over, we have all my Power Ranger stuff. As much as my Power Ranger stuff as I can find, pretty much. We got Megazords, we got figures, we got swords by themselves, we got the Joint Gottai figures, we got random Power Ranger action figures that survived my childhood, you know, all that good stuff. I'm really happy with this shelf now it's been rearranged, but also got a Darth Vader head floating above it. Really, really happy with how this shelf came out. Super Zeo's kind of way back there, along with the Rescue Turbo Zord back there. Got the Go Size right there, all pretty nice stuff. And below that is my mixed movie shelf. Now this one's really filled out since Age of Extinction and Last Night came in, but we also got a few other mixed ins here. We got like the, you know, Universe Storm Surge there. We got what was it, Movie 07, or actually that's not, no, that's not Universe, that's a Movie 07 Storm Surge, sorry. And you know, we got some repaints like Single Flare in there too. We got Gears, we got some of the little, oh, what are they called? Real Gears. There we go, Real Gears. With the game controller one there, and we got the camera. Back there, you know, we got Human Alliance Bumblebee, who I still want to review someday. We got the Human Alliance Skids, you know. Lots of just all different goodness from across the movie lines. You know, Dark of the Moon, Shockwave, one of my favorites still. The Last Night Optimus Premiere Edition, which is a really good Voyager. We got the Age of Extinction Dinobots, we got the Hotshot, you know. There's another Human Alliance RC. Got Ratchet, who's still a really great figure. All the good movie stuff. Movies, toys are very pick and go for me. Not all of them appeal to me, but the ones that do, they're happily displayed on the shelf. And below that, we kind of hit my childhood with Armada and Energon together. Just, the series are so similar, they each only won't take up much room on their own just because a lot of my Armada and Energon toys didn't survive my childhood intact very well. So the ones that did, they're up on the shelf, all really nice. We got Tidal Wave back there, who I really want to review, and you can barely see him because he's just so tall in the dark shelf above it. Got Armada Megatron, Energon Megatron, got Armada Jetfire, Landmine. We of course got Scorponok. Oh, his head's a little. Why is he looking down? Is he depressed today? It's okay, Scorponok. The Hurricane's gone. It's okay. Nemesis Prime. I do put the Generations Armada Starscream over here just because my original Armada Starscream is missing a lot of pieces. Plus, he kind of just fits in on his shelf, so it really feels more appropriate to put him over here. Hotshot, Demolisher, Strongarm, Inferno, Overhaul, or actually, yeah, Overhaul. Then we got the some of the Combiner ones, but I don't have the limbs for any of them. So yeah, pretty fun little shelf. Don't really pick up figures from this shelf very often just because they really aren't fun, I guess. I don't know. Mainly I mess around with them out of nostalgia. But yeah, these were the ones I grew up with, so still got a love for them, even though I know they're kind of crap by today's standards. Oh, is there some behind Megatron over here? Nope, that's just okay, yeah, that's just the Energon Megatron wing. And below that, we have what I call the Prime Universe shelf. This is kind of a mixture of things because we have the War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, Transformers Prime, and the 1 or 2 RID figures I have, as well as older RID. So we actually have them side by side. It's a little weird. I actually don't have that many RID figures anymore. I got rid of Megatronus. Blizzard Attack Optimus Prime's already on eBay, sitting there. Strongarm's the only one I want to keep, really. I haven't found any others I really wanted. I do have the RID Bruticus back there, buried behind everybody. You can probably barely see him. As well as the Fall Cybertron Bruticus. I just put my RID or car robot figures in here just because there's only like 1 or 2. There's only like 3 of them that survived my childhood intact. And there's really nowhere else to put them, and it felt kind of appropriate to put them in here. This shelf is mostly Transformers Prime, just because I bought so much from that line. You know, got the little dragons down here. I got RC first edition Bumblebee. We got the Terracon Cliff Jumper. Got some dragons in there, of course. We got Viacon over here. We got like 3 different Optimuses because I have the Prime RID version, the Beast Hunters version, and I have the first edition version. And we also have Beast Hunter Shockwave, but he's really back away in there behind Starscream. Probably can't see him because of how dark the shelf is. But yeah, pretty nice little thing. We got Wedge, we got Hightower, you know. Some fun little older RID stuff. Man, that name's gonna get so confusing now. I mean, think about it. We have RID like 2000, which was like car robots. We have the Transformer Prime RID line, which is where we got like the cheaper versions of some of the characters. And now we just have RID 2015, which is just too many RIDs. Just use a different name, please. And our last shelf, this is kind of the miscellaneous everything else shelf. Like, we have my Hero Master Soundwave over here. We got my Beast Wars figures. You can probably barely see them because this shelf's so far down, so far back. It's a very empty shelf. Like I said, it's basically everything else where I only have like 1 or 2 figures. Like, Cheetor's back there. The Generations Rhinox is over there because, you know, Beast Wars. My crossovers Hulk and Spider-Man are in there. The animated figures are right here with Blitzwing, Grimlock, and Ratchet. Some Beast Hunters figure. We got Obsidian. We got 2 different versions of Tankor. We got the only Power Core combiner I have. I got rid of the other 2. And we have this knockoff. Crap, what were they called? But yeah, that was like the knockoff of like one of the Japanese figures. So yeah, that's the collection right now. I do have a few other things, like on this shelf over here I have a lot of the boxes, like those are the knockoff boxes. There's the Prime First Edition box, we have the Platinum Edition box, we have the Fort Max box. Those are my DVDs. We got a few other miscellaneous figures down here. We got some Dragon Ball Z stuff. I got Cheese Sandwich, got SD Gundams from my childhood, you know. Got a Batgirl in there, got a Spider-Man, some turtle figures, got a little Link down there. Oh, he cannot stand, he always falls over. But yeah, just miscellaneous stuff over here. Even got Rocket and Groot over here defending the video game shelf. Because, I mean, who wants to mess with those two? Got some stuff up here, like some Skylanders, got some Funko Pops. Just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. The only action figures I really have are up here, which is where I have my Dragon shelf. This is where I keep that Hackert I got, you know, I got this little Hydra figure, I got this dragon statue in the back. Got Norwork from the original Harry Potter movie. Still works, still electronics in him still work just fine, which is really nice. This is where I keep my Legacy Dragonzord just because it feels pretty fitting up here, although I might move him over to my Power Ranger shelf if I can make room for him. Got this Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. So yeah, just kind of miscellaneous dragon stuff. And last, you know, Pokemon shelf. These are just a bunch of Pokemon stuff from my childhood, you know. This is actually a lot of stuff that my brother had. The only thing that was actually mine is this jar right here, which was like a jam jar that had a Pikachu on it. And this Pokeball. Everything else was like all toys my brother kept. Oh, and this Piplup. The Diamond and Pearl stuff is mine. And I bought these actually at Metrocon just a month or so ago, so I still add to the shelf too, but just random Pokemon stuff. Like I got this original Ash figurine, got the original Pikachu, there's the Diamond and Pearl Pikachu. Like the Buzz, I got the gimmick starters where you have like the Venusaur and the Blastoise and the Charizard who all have gimmicks. A lot of cool stuff. But yeah, that's the room tour. Don't really think I'm going to go over video games, you know, that's a little bit different. But yeah, it's been a pretty fun process, and I wanted to show it off before I had to change everything, because this just sucks.